Hello and welcome to HCTV. Again, we're with our resident experts, Dave and Ian. How's it going, lads? How's things? How's things been this week?
Oh, good. Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad, thank you. Dave, how are you, mate?
Bit rough, mate. You work, and you've been in lockdown. You get Easter weekend, 4 days off in a row, and I'm full of a cold.
Oh no.
So,
Yeah, you've done your COVID test, haven't you, mate?
yeah. Oh God, that was an experience.
Is that the first one you've had, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, I broke my duck. I was dead excited to have a COVID test. So I went through to the drive-through one. So anyway, I pulled in and they wave you, and it's like a military operation. And anyway, he's saying something outside, and I can't hear him. I didn't know that you're not meant to open your window when you go to CC. So I'm my window down, shouting out, "What's that, mate? What's that?" And he's like, "Get your window up! Get your window up!" So I go. So it's like he's scanning things through the window, and then
I've got that scene off ET in my head at the moment. Where they're all in the game.
Yeah, that's it. So he pops it through in in this bag, do the test. Anyway, on the way out, so I've again, they scan me thing on the way out, and I pop it through, but she comes over with this big COVID bucket. So I was like, get that away from me, car. It's all over my car. So
COVID
anyway,
bucket.
Yeah,
Is that what they carry around the disease in now?
That's it. COVID bucket.
So you didn't have it when you went in, but now she come near you with that, you've 100% got it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad to report it came back negative this morning. So
a bit like your bet
Brilliant,
last
mate.
week.
Up
early today.
Fired.
Up early
Fired
oh, lovely. Is it like that? Is it?
So that leads us nicely into last week, really. I think it was just you flying the flag, wasn't it, Ian, with a 12-1 each way winner.
Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster all round, though, wasn't it, really? I had 3 selections. We had that 12-1, which was, a decent pick to get placed in the big race.
You say it was a bit of a disaster, but, I mean, again, a 12-1 each way, you know what I mean? We've not had a duck of a week yet. We've not had one fully losing week. So for me, if you're back to 12-1 place on a Saturday with your bets and you've got a bit of money back, then it's all good. And you can't win every single week. Every single person who has a bet knows that you can't win every week. And we've not had a week yet that we've not had a winning bet. So for me, it's all good.
Fair dues. I'll take that positive, Chris. I like that. Glass half full. Glass half full.
That's it, mate. That's it. So yeah, go on. Tell us about that, Ian. The 12-1.
Yeah, so I mean, it was the big race to restart the flat season, the Lincoln over at Doncaster, and fair dues, the horse that won it was the favourite for John Gosden. He's got a training licence out with his son now, actually. So it's John Gosden and son. I think it's like Steptoe. They're set up over at that stable. I didn't know he's 70 plus, John Gosden now.
Is he?
Well, shows you what a bit of money does for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, easy living.
Yeah, he looks very well.
Dave Clark's 104.
For any of our Spotify listeners.
You two are well after me today, aren't you?
Do you know what? He's a little bit touchy as well, no, because he's got the sniffles.
Yeah, he needs a cuddle, doesn't he?
And, ours came there quite well, but the favourite quickened up far better than anything else and went on to win by 2 or 3 lengths in the end. But ours hung in there for an easy place. A lot of firms were playing up to 6 places, so it was comfortably in the places. I say 12-1 winner equates to, 12-1 place equates to a 3-1 winner, really, doesn't it? So
yeah, of course it does, mate.
As I say, it was take that, and it was probably my only saving grace for the weekend. I didn't do too well. The racing in Dubai was a bit of a shambles. Tuned in and watched a bit of that, and it was a bit of a free for all, really. There was no real pattern to the races. It was just there was no draw bias. There was no indication of what would run well and what wouldn't. But again, Gosden had a nice couple of winners over there. So fair dues, the stable's flying. And we haven't picked any of his this week, so that doesn't backfire.
Fantastic. Dave, do you want to scan over your football, or do you not want to talk about them?
I'll quickly go over it because we were so close to the 9-1 win treble. So the two aways came in, and if it wasn't for the 91st minute equaliser, Plymouth at Blackpool, that was a 9-1 winner. So it was close. The both team to score. My head's gone on that, and I'm never gonna bet on Wigan again this season because they do my head in your team. So
Dave's gone full Kevin Keegan on us.
I know, all right, Dave. It's not Wigan's fault.
It is Wigan's fault. So do you know when you pick a goals galore, the worst thing you can do that annoys you is pick a 0-0. That's bad news. That.
Yeah. But must be the only 0-0 Wigan have had in about 3 seasons, I think, isn't it?
And then the 100% guaranteed winner, I did tell you, the Czech Republic and Belgium, that was in at half time. So I'll end on that.
I think Belgium scored 8, didn't he? Didn't Belgium score 8 midweek?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
So.
Good guessing, Dave. He didn't have a clue, did you?
He didn't have a clue. He was on his back having a COVID test, wasn't he?
I thought it was 7 they scored, actually.
Fair enough. You're the footy expert.
On the football, Dave, I mean, 9-1, you've got your two aways, which you would think would be the dodgy one, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Your two away teams, and then to get beat by that at last minute. But unlucky, a 9-1, it's nearly there. So hopefully rolling on to this week. So normally it's about now, if we follow a bit of a structure, I kind of talk to you about a weird and wonderful sport that I've seen or betting and things. And I was having a little look this week, and there's nothing really stood out, but something has took a lot more preference for me this week, lads. Now, I know my rugby league selections last week were pretty poor. Well, they were worse than pretty poor, to be honest with you. I selected 3 and got all 3 wrong. But because it was first game of the season, that's my excuse anyway. But, lads, I need you to listen up to this because I think I've found a way to beat the bookies. Oof. So listen up.
Hundreds of years, people have been trying to do this.
I've got it. So rugby league betting as well. Yeah, exactly, mate.
It all in one podcast.
I hope Mr. Fred Doan and Mr. William Hill and Mr. Paddy Power aren't watching this or listening in because this is going to bankrupt them. So the rugby league betting, last week, 3 out of 6 games it came in. And so we're recording this Friday morning. There was 2 games last night and 1 out of the 2. So at the moment, it's a 50% ratio of coming in. Might win, might lose. So basically, if you bet, it's only available on Bet365 at the moment that I've seen. So if you back the total of the score to be an odd number, it pays roughly 9-2, 4-1. So all you need in that game is a drop goal, and 99% of the time that bet's coming in. So if one team gets a drop goal,
50% of the time,
well, it's probably higher than that because the likelihood is of
can't change your percentages just to suit you.
I can change anything, mate. It's my show.
The little ticker thing coming up across the bottom, 99%.
HC Promotions cannot guarantee these percentages.
Yeah, so but if it finishes on an odd number, so you basically need a drop goal in the rugby league, which is 1 point. 9-2. So like I say, 3 out of 6 games it came in last week, and 1 out of 2 last night it came
99%.
in. So 99%. So
Chris, is that the total points in the game? The total points
in the game, yeah.
Yeah, just to be an odd number. I'm gonna have a go.
Yeah, I mean you can back it like exact points, which pay great prices, or you back say Wigan to win by an odd number pays about 9-1 individual teams. But if you back any team or total score to be an odd number, it's about 9-2, which is a great price.
In the rugby, 99% of the time, it's quite easy to predict the winning team, isn't it? That's why they do such big handicaps and stuff like that.
Obviously, not as showed last week.
No, to be fair, mate, you did do the handicaps, didn't you?
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah, so I think you chose the winning teams from memory, but the handicaps were off.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. So
actually,
have a
Mark,
little look at that.
You chose Warrington, didn't you? I think Warrington.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
So anyway, that market's only available on Bet Bet365. So if you have a little look at them, if you haven't got an account, maybe worth opening one to put a stake on that. You might get a bit of an offer as well for money back. So definitely have a look at that. Moving on to this week, lads. 4-day weekend. Easter weekend is notorious for a good weekend of sport. There's loads of all kinds of different sports on, loads of football on starting today, and a little bit of a, hang on, I'll pull up my little thing. Stat attack, easy for me to say.
I didn't know what you were going to do then, Chris. You just said, let me pull out my little thing.
That's for the After the Watershed show, that is.
Yeah. Nice little bit of blue for the dads there.
So I hope Dave's not put this little stat attack in. I saw a little stat that Arsenal v Liverpool this weekend is the fixture in Premier League history has produced the most goals in Premier League history, which is a nice little thing. So that is 100% guaranteed, 0-0, all over in it. 0-0 that one. So,
Chris, you know what's funny about that? I hope not, because I've actually, for the first time ever, Liverpool's in my bets this week.
Oh, is it? And did you have that stat? Did you have that stat attack?
No, but I did know that stat from the last time we played. I did.
So I can 100% tell you already, I won't be backing your bet this week, Dave, if Liverpool are in it.
Well, if you want to continue to lose, then
do you know what I do with it? I'm getting into a point of a bit of a moral dilemma, actually, because I do that. Have you seen that game, The Last Man Standing, sort of where you pick a football team every week and blah, blah, blah. So I'm down to the last few in one that's going to pay pretty big if it wins, and I still haven't used Liverpool. And it's wrecking my head now as to when or if to use them, and knowing full well
that surprises me. That from a bit of blue really does surprise.
But you know for a fact, can you imagine if I lose them and I'm down to the last handful and they get beat? That'll be it.
I do hope it's Liverpool that does you over. That'd be nice.
You're a horrible, bitter man, Dave. Now I know how those people felt in the drive-through test centre. Anyway,
this weekend, boxing's on again this weekend. A good fight actually. Frampton versus Jamal Herring. Something fishy about that. The bookies can't split them. Frampton's 10-11. Jamal, the American Jamal, is 10-11. The draw 12-1. It's in Dubai for the WBO Super featherweight belt. And brilliant. It's on Channel 5 as well on Saturday night about 10 o'clock. That'll come on Saturday night. So there's probably a few on the undercard as well. So that'll be a really, really good fight. So that's might be worth watching.
Adverts in the middle of every round.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you ever remember when Everton played Liverpool, Dave, and they went to a break during the extra time when Gosling scored?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
came back, everyone was celebrating. I was sitting there, what's going on?
Good old Channel 5, eh? Also, as well, the Masters starts. I think it starts Wednesday. The Masters, and I think we've mentioned before, if you can get a bet on before it starts, you normally get extra couple of places, and that pays 11 places at the moment. That was with Sky Bet. There might be some offers knocking around. Currently, Dustin Johnson is 7-1 favourite. Spieth is about 11-1, and Westwood's about 28-1. So there's the great value paying 11 places. That starts Wednesday or Thursday, and that takes you right up through till the weekend as well. So that's something to look out for. It's
mad, isn't it, when you think about it? I mean, Spieth is very rarely out the top 10, is he, nowadays? And to be able to get 11-1 on him to come in the top 11 is ridiculous. Chances are he won't win, but it's almost like a bet to nothing.
Well, didn't we have this conversation for the last golf though? And we also discussed speed, and I think in the end he finished about 28.
Yeah, but remember. Oh, but come on, 99% of the time he'll finish 11, you know.
So that's this weekend, lads. Rugby league's on, boxing, football, loads of stuff going on. I'll now hand it over to you fellas for your selections this week. Whoever wants to start, really. Do you want to start, Ian, with the horses?
I can't believe what you told Rugby League. You didn't give HC Promotions sponsorship of the commentary of Warrington a plug today, mate.
No, I didn't actually. Well mentioned. Yeah, so HC Promotions. So Warrington have got a radio station, Radio Warrington. It's available through smart speaker, through the app, and online as well. If you just ask for Warrington Radio, they pulled off a bit of a coup, really, getting the Rugby League commentary. Now they're doing all Warrington's home games and a few away games as well. So any games that you can't get to watch if you haven't got Sky or whatever, they're covering them. And yeah, like you say, HC Promotions have sponsored that. So I'm quite proud to do that. And for the station, it's volunteer run as well. So it's a really, really good thing for them, because I don't know if you know, a lot of the Rugby League commentary got cut off with Wire FM and Wish FM and all that being finished, the radio station being taken over. So rugby commentary is kind of finished. So the only way to watch it if your team is on Sky. So for them to get that and to cover the games is pretty huge, really. So if you are into your rugby league, and especially a Warrington fan, get on. And they're against Lee this weekend. So have a listen, and it is sponsored by HC Promotions, as you say, Ian. So well reminded, mate. Thanks very much.
It's all right, mate. I'll do your job for you.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look at the horse racing for this weekend. So as you say, mate, it's a big weekend. Today, as we go to where it's Good Friday, so the all-weather championship finals are today at Lingfield, and for an all-weather card, there's some really good racing there today, actually. So, you know, anyone who picks this up early, it's well worth a look, because I say there's some good racing there today. But as usual, we'll look towards the weekend. The jumps racing in England isn't the best, although there's a decent card at Haydock tomorrow at Saturday, which I'd love to be able to go to, actually, particularly in this weather.
The weather, mate. Yeah, how good would it be? I think I'm looking at going on the 29th of May to Haydock, which would be nice.
It's just it's got certainly today has anyway a lovely morning where you could just imagine being at the races, having a nice little pint stood outside. Now, so Haydock's tomorrow, and then all weekend we've got the Irish Grand National Festival, Saturday, Sunday, Monday at Fairy House. So
happy days.
So we've got a. Sorry, that was a slow burner. That one, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry. I'm glad you laughed in the end, because I was struggling. And I thought, oh no.
I'll do that again for anyone who was slow to get on with it. So it's the Irish Grand National meeting on Saturday, Sunday.
Happy days.
Oh, that was even worse than the first time. At least the first time we were quick.
I know. I'm still giggling from my first time round.
And then, obviously, that's leading us nicely into our Grand National Arrangement, which is next weekend. So we'll have a good chat about that on the podcast next week. So I'm going to start with Saturday, and I've got a nice little Barney Rubble for us on Saturday. Two horses that I fancy. When combined into a double, will pay a minimum of 8-1. Wouldn't put anyone off putting them in singles either. So we'll start over here at Haydock, 205. It's a 2-mile hurdle race. And normally I go through a number of contenders in this, but I'm just going to skip to the selection, which is a horse called Vision de Puy. It's running for the Skeltons, who are absolutely on fire at the moment. Harry's going for the Jockeys Championship. He's neck and neck with another jockey called Brian Hughes at the moment. And every day they're riding as many horses as possible to try and build up that momentum before the season finishes in a few weeks' time. He's only got 3 rides at Haydock on Saturday, which I thought was significant. He's been having full books every day, 6 or 7 rides. And on a Saturday in particular, coming for 3 rides, I thought was quite significant, given he's got this title to go for. This to me stands out as the best of his 3 rides. It's owned by JP McManus, so you'll recognise the colours straight away. It's like the green and yellow famous silks made famous by AP McCoy. It really impressed me last time, lads. It seems to love good ground. It finished so strongly in its race last time. It looked to get a little bit outpaced, and then all of a sudden it's back up sides. And as soon as he jumped the last fence, he said, go. And away he went. And he went on to win quite comfortably in the end. I think Haydock's really going to suit him, because the finish at Haydock is a lot further and a lot stiffer than you think. So you really need to finish your race as well at Haydock. I think the way this race will be run, expect him just to sit in behind until the last hurdle. And then as soon as he's jumped that last hurdle, I think he'll press the button again and say go. And at the moment...
We love them. We love them, don't we, Dave, when they just sit behind. Oh,
it's my favourite.
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping he holds on to it for as long as possible, because I really liked its turner's foot last time, and it's currently 3-1, which I think is a cracking price. So let's hope he hangs on to it and he presses that button after the last fence and quickens clear, because I think, as I say, the run in the Haydock will really suit this horse.
Is he not the favourite in that though? No.
3-1 fave.
Oh, great! Right, good.
Yeah, 3-1 fave. So that gives you an indication that it's a fairly open race.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as open as the bookies have got it, and I think this is another one that will shorten quite quickly.
How many runners are in that race, Ian?
I think it's 6.
Right.
So it will shorten this horse, without a doubt. Because of the Skelton factor.
Yeah.
All the Skelton's horses are going off at too short a price at the moment because of this jockey championship thing.
So you would say get on early for this, yeah?
Without a doubt. So I done it last night. Got it on a 3. So when I was doing my research for this, I got on a 3-1 last night. I think it'll shorten massively. I wouldn't be surprised.
Just on my phone here, Ian. Carry on, mate. I'm just.
Yeah. Have you just had a message off your bird, mate, to come through? Have you?
No, yeah. I'm just on my betting app before the podcast goes out to the masses.
Well, you know what it's like, those people in Colorado and Colombia and stuff, they love the podcast, don't they?
They do, mate, to be fair.
I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse go off 6-4 on Saturday.
Right.
So get on early. The other one is... It's coming already. What's the price now, mate?
9-4.
So that's just... Yeah, so that's just under 2.5 to 1 already then.
It's still a decent price, so... Yeah,
9-4.
Yeah, I'll get on that.
I'd still be happy with 9-4, to be honest, on that.
Yeah.
For the second one, in this nice little Barney Rubble, we'll go into Fairy House 220. It's a mare's chase over 2 miles 5. There's 5 runners in this, but 2 of them are clear at the weights. And both ran really well at Cheltenham. Mount Ida is rated 153. It ran such a strange race at Cheltenham. It probably, in my opinion, got the ride of the meeting by a guy called Jack Kennedy. He was pretty much tailed off halfway at the back. But you could see the jockey didn't panic at all. And then with about 3-4 fences to go, we started creeping into it. And then came over the last cruise and then went away and won quite well. Won very well, actually. That was over 3 miles 2. And that's going to be a massive danger to our selection. But we're going with a horse called Ellie May, who actually came second at Cheltenham in the mare's chase. It still ran a really good race. It pulled clear with a horse called Colreevy in that race. And Colreevy is our link between these 2 horses. As I say, ours was beaten about half a length by Colreevy at Cheltenham. Ran a good race over a very similar distance and put in a very good round of jumping. In his previous race, Colreevy beat Mount Ida at 12 lengths. Wow. Now, if you take that form literally, then Ellie May's got the beating of Mount Ida in this. There's a weight difference. So Mount Ida's carrying, where are we? The equivalent of £4 less in this. So he's rated £2 inferior and he's carrying £6 less. So the difference is about £4. So if they were running off level weights, I'd be 100% certain that Ellie May will do it. I'm 99% certain, using Chris's maths, that Ellie May is still just the better horse in this. And as I say, that line through Colreevy, where he beat Mount Ida 12 lengths, I think is a solid form line. So that'll be Ellie May, 220 of Fairyhouse. That is 5-4. And in a 5-horse race where the two of them are clear, you've got Ellie May at 5-4, you've got Mount Ida at 6-4. You know, if you wanted to play around, you could look at a forecast in that race as well. I think the two of them are streets ahead of the other three in the race. But as I say, putting Ellie May and Vision de Poy in a double pays 8-1. Probably a bit less now. That's gone into 9-4. But you're still probably talking about 6 or 7-1 on that.
Yeah,
lovely.
We couldn't end without looking at the Irish Grand National. Excuse me, which takes place Easter Monday. So thought give us something to look forward to on Monday. 5 p.m. at Fairyhouse on Easter Monday is the Irish Grand National. If it runs, Tiger Roll's going to go off hot favourite for this. He's currently earmarked to run in this race, and it's currently around 6-1 in the Ben. I don't know if you've seen it run at Cheltenham back in the cross country. It was fantastic to see him back to his best. Yeah. He's already been confirmed a non-runner in our Grand National because of the weight he's got to carry. There's a chance he might run in the Betfair Bowler entry, which I think is the Thursday or the Friday. I can't remember what day. So they're leaving the decision late. You know what it's like. If Tiger runs, everyone jumps on the bandwagon and backs it anyway. So if it stays in the race, it'll take a fair chunk of the market and then probably mean the selection we've gone for will go off for a bigger price. So I don't think there's any need to rush into this. I can't see the market contracting too much. Latest exhibition is second favourite. He's ran some Belton races behind a horse called Monkfish, who's one of the big stars of the National Hunt season this year. He won well at Cheltenham and will probably go off favourite for the Gold Cup next year. The latest exhibition's never won over 3 miles. And that really tempers my enthusiasm on it, to be honest. I mean, this is a 3 mile 5 race, so nearly 4 miles. The fact that it's never really proven itself over these marathon distances is a big no-no. And this race often goes to a bigger price winner as well. Novices run well. So horses that are in the first or second season over fences, depending on how they've got on, they often run well as well and creep in at lower weights. There's a horse I really, really like in this called Cocoa Beach. I think this horse has got a touch of class about it, to be honest. I've watched its last couple of races, its last one in particular, when it stepped up in distance. It just cruised through the race and it jumps so well for a novice, which obviously when you're in the hustle and bustle of a big race like a Grand National, you want a horse that's going to jump well. For me, it looks like the type of horse that gets into a lovely rhythm as it's going round. It's going to sit in the front rank, you know, in the first 8 or so, get into a nice rhythm. And he's only 6 years old. If Jack Kennedy chooses to ride it, which the jockey declarations aren't out yet as we speak, if Jack Kennedy chooses to ride this, I'd be even more confident. Most firms will play 6 places. It's 12-1 as we currently speak. I can just see its class coming through in this. I say it'll jump well. It should stay well. And then over that last two or three fences, I think it's got a good turn of foot. So if he's there coming to that last fence, I can't see many horses quickening the way he can. So at 12-1, 6 places, proper good bet. Cocoa Beach, 5 p.m. at Fairyhouse.
Nice one, good stuff. You good job. You're the racing expert in, because during that you sounded a bit hoarse. So
nice one, mate.
Nice one for that, mate. Some good insights there and good selections. Love that double, paying 7-8-1. Just quickly as well. What's I saw that this week about the teams championship kind of thing, the new format in the racing. What's your thoughts on that?
haven't really got an opinion, to be honest, mate. For me, it's a bit like, what's this stupid footy one they do now? The one that England came second to with Croatia, and it's not the Euros. I can't even remember what it's called.
Like the League of Nations thing.
The League of Nations. For me, they just need to stop messing around with stuff that isn't broke.
It's a bit like the cricket they're coming out with all different stuff all the time.
All the different formats. They're trying to big this up, I think, to attract new people to the sport. Which I'm all for that. Racing does need a bigger audience, particularly going to the races. Is that going to be a clincher, a deal breaker for someone going to races or not? I'm not entirely sure it is. It's a proper PR spin to try and get a little bit more press. Do you know what? Fingers crossed it works. I won't like this. It doesn't bother me either way. It won't change the way I look at it.
Yeah. Good stuff, mate. Cheers. Dave, over to you with the football, mate. Let's have a nice Easter weekend winner, please, pal.
I hope so, mate. As I say, I've gone with a fourfold today, a win, because all the fixtures are today and bank holiday Monday. So, I've got more choice. So I've gone for today and tomorrow. I've kept away from goals galore this week because Wigan have made my head fall off.
I think they've been doing that to fans for years, haven't they, Chris?
Yeah, pretty much, mate. Yeah.
So we'll go with a fourfold to begin with for today. So hopefully we'll have to get this out pretty soon, Chris, if people want to, know the selections. So we'll start off with Watford and Sheffield Wednesday. This is second top against second bottom, and the gulf in the squads is unbelievable. I mean, Watford they've got Troy Deeney out injured today, but they've got goals from everywhere. Isaac Success, Pedro, Islam Assar, Andre Gray. They've scored 55 goals to Sheffield Wednesday's 28. So the gulfing class is huge. And I see Watford as a Premier League side. I think they will be next season. And I can see Sheffield Wednesday being in League One. So we're going for a home win to start with the fourfold. Next one is we're going with Cookie Monster again. We're giving him another go. Ipswich.
Here's due a change of fortune, no one.
So Ipswich, Bristol Rovers. They've still got a slim chance, Ipswich, of playoff. If they don't win, this will be a game that the Cookie Monster will say, listen, if we don't win this home game to the players, you can forget about the playoffs.
I've just got an image of him on the sideline as the Cookie Monster.
In the changing rooms, kicking off, flinging cups and that.
Throwing his head off to get him beat.
Don't even know why I bother dressing up for you. You don't appreciate
it. Oh, dear.
Brilliant. So, I mean, Bristol Rovers on the other hand, I mean, they're an awful side. They've lost the last 9 of 11 away and drew the other 2 0-0. And Ipswich they're unbeaten in the last 6 home games, winning 3. So they have a little bit of form at home at the right time. So that's the second selection, Ipswich to beat Bristol Rovers. I didn't know this when I picked it, and then I realised it's a 1:00 kickoff, Bolton and Colchester. Bolton's run at the moment, I mean, it's taken them into 4th place, 2 points off automatic promotion. They're absolutely flying.
Sorry, really tickled me that. Carry on.
Go on. Yeah, they're unbeaten in the last 13 home and away, winning 11. Whereas Colchester, they've lost the last 6 of 11 away, drawing the other 5. And this is horrendous. They've only scored 2 goals in the last 11 away games. So surely it points to a Bolton win. So that's the third selection. Now, my final selection, I mean, so it's Salford and Grimsby. Now, I'm only going for it because of the new manager thing with Salford.
You could have that every week with Salford, couldn't you? New manager syndrome.
I know, but they've not been in great form. And again, they're another team that have got a very slim chance of playoffs. And this will be, again, the manager's saying this is last chance saloon. If you can't beat Grimsby today, then we've got no chance. So I just think that the investment that the owners have put in, we've said to this manager to come in, and he'll be thinking, if I can't beat Grimsby today, I'm already on the way to getting sacked. So the rock bottom Grimsby as well. So that's the fourth selection, and it pays 9.5 to 1.
Ooh, lovely.
The fourfold.
Brilliant, mate.
I was looking at them as you were going through there, Dave. I was looking at them and I was really surprised how big some of the individual prices are, to be honest.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Is there any of them, Dave, that you think is your dodgy one? Or are you confident on it? I know you're confident on them all. You won't put them in, but...
Right. I think Ipswich, they don't concede many goals, but also they don't score many. So that's going to be a 1 or 2-0. That's going to be, they're going to win by a slim margin. I can't see them like winning 3-0, for example.
Yeah.
So I'd say that one was the dodgy of the three.
Right. Well, it doesn't matter, mate, because they're all going to come in anyway, aren't they? I mean, 9.5 to 1 winner. If that comes in, like I keep saying every week, it's only a matter of time before these. I mean, if that double comes in at 7-8 to 1, you get a fourfold there. Where, I mean, the way you've described them, Dave, you can't put anyone off them, can you? 4 selections there.
I really wouldn't. So yeah. For that.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Brilliant. All good then, lads. So that ties us nicely into the weekend. Like I say, loads of sport to be going on.
I've got
oh yeah.
I've got my Saturday selections to talk about.
Oh, sorry, mate.
It's all right. I'll go quickly. It's only it's a treble for Saturday, so I'll quickly take it.
I'd already finished. I was off.
Yeah, I know you was. It's all right. You just wait for your Easter eggs. It's just I'll go through these quickly. Right.
Wonder what Cookie Monster asked for his. Anyway, what's your Saturday selections?
Right, there's no stat attacks here. I'll just go through them. Right, it's the 3 Premier League games. So we've got a treble. It's 2 wins and a goals galore. The 2 wins: Leeds to beat Sheffield United. Leeds, they've not been actually that great, but they should be too strong for Sheffield United. They're low on confidence. They're rock bottom. I think they know they're down. They're not going to escape from that position. So Leeds to win. The goals galore is the next game in the day, so you can watch these, one after each other. Is Leicester versus City. We all know City will score. They score, all the time. I think Leicester could definitely worth a goal to get at least 1 goal. They're in good form.
Yeah.
And then I am taking a punt on Liverpool to win at Arsenal. And you'll be thinking, well, but
you're taking who to win at Arsenal?
I'm
sorry, you're taking a punt to win at Arsenal, right? Okay.
Oh, very bitter, Ian, very bitter. The reason for this selection, Liverpool are good odds to win there. And I see Arsenal as the perfect opposition for Liverpool at the moment. They play very much like Leipzig, who we beat over 2 legs.
I can't believe you brought the Germans into it.
All the selection in England still brings them in.
But they do. They remind me of Leipzig because they try and play out from the back. and they're woeful. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why they continue to play like that when they're conceding goals all the time. So Liverpool, they've had no injury concerns coming back off the international break. Trent stayed at home for rest. Kabak played really well for Turkey when they beat Holland. He's looking good, playing centre half. Salah scored 2 for Egypt. He's full of confidence. Jota scored 2 for Portugal. Again, full of confidence. I just think that Liverpool, and I'm going to say that it's going to be the same scoreline they beat Leipzig, 2-0. I think we're going to keep a clean sheet as well. So I'm going all guns blazing, balls out the bag on this one.
Chris, you need a ticker tape thing, balls out the bag selection.
Yeah, I'll do one, yeah.
So the treble for that pays 6-1 for the 2 wins for Liverpool and Leeds to win, and a goals galore, Leicester and City.
Brilliant. What does that pay, Dave?
6-1, mate.
Nice.
And now that's me. And now that's me done, mate. You can get tucked into your Cookie Monster Easter eggs.
Dave, I thought you were just going to walk out then.
Brilliant, mate. Nice one for that. Cheers, fellas. Anything else? Any took notice this weekend, or just your selections?
Let's just go from them. As I say, the all-weather championships will be good today, and the 3 days of Fairyhouse is a really good racing in Ireland. That's Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Happy days. Oh dear. Right, brilliant. Thanks as usual, fellas. We shall see you next time. Hopefully we can talk about some winners. A great weekend of sport. As usual, please only bet whatever you can afford it, and it is just a little bit of fun to keep a bit of interest for us. Dave, Ian, thanks very much, gents, and I shall see you soon.
Cheers, lads.
See you later, mate. Bye.
Take care. See you soon.